Hello, folks. This story was sent to me by a subscriber and is intended for educational purposes only. Thank you for watching. 450 grams magic mushrooms. The day the plants held a meeting, I had no idea that deciding to eat 4.5 grams of magic mushrooms in my tiny apartment would lead to a full-blown botanical summit. The trip began like any other. Colors deepened, walls breathed, and familiar patterns on the carpet morphed into living fractals. But soon enough, the plants themselves began to stir with purpose. My spider plant, which I had always joked was the only living thing I could keep alive, suddenly straightened its leaves as if standing to attention. Before I could blink, a soft humming filled the room. The spider plant's leaves vibrated rhythmically, sending waves of sound that felt like a weird mix of a lullaby and a warning siren. Then, from the corner, my small cactus rolled its spines forward like tiny claws, while the ficus tree by the window seemed to lean closer, its branches almost whispering. It wasn't just me seeing this. It felt like the plants were communicating, conspiring even, in the secret language of rustles and vibrations. The most unexpected part, they invited me. Or rather, they commanded me. In a tone so polite but insistent, I had no choice but to listen. Suddenly, my apartment transformed into an auditorium. The coffee table became a podium, and every plant took on a distinct personality. The succulent was the wise elder, slow to speak but profound. The hanging ivy was the excitable young activist. The bonsai tree was the stoic mediator. They began their meeting on the urgent matters of human neglect and environmental appreciation, all in a bizarre, yet somehow clear, plant dialect that I understood perfectly. I was the sole human delegate, a translator between worlds. The ficus spoke about humans forgetting the sacred art of photosynthesis appreciation. The spider plant lamented about overwatering disasters, and the cactus made some sarcastic comments about people mistaking it for a weapon. Between each speech, the plants swayed dramatically, as if attending the weirdest TED Talk ever. I found myself nodding and laughing along, completely immersed in the absurdity and depth of their counsel. Midway through the summit, a mysterious fern unfurled with a flourish and proposed a motion. Should humans be allowed to keep us indoors, or shall we demand wild freedom? The debate was fierce. The succulent argued for sanctuary, insisting urban jungle was safer than the cruel outside world. The ivy countered with passion about roots needing real soil, not plastic pots. The bonsai sighed, mediating with suggestions about responsible caretaking. I got to vote, my heart oddly torn between letting the plants roam free and saving them from my sometimes forgetful care. Things got even weirder when the plants started demonstrating their powers. Cactus released a subtle ticklish vibration that made me laugh uncontrollably. The ivy created tiny leaf-shaped light shows, and the bonsai bent itself into shapes that looked like ancient symbols. The whole room pulsed with energy, the walls shimmering like liquid emerald. Time stretched and compressed. Seconds felt like hours, and then milliseconds. The plants then turned to me with a unanimous request. Make a promise to speak for us, to remind humans that we breathe with them, suffer with them, and even dream with them. I was overwhelmed, honored, frankly confused. How do you translate a plant's plea for ecological empathy after a psychedelic adventure? I promised, though the words felt strange and magical as they left my lips. As the effects slowly waned, The plants returned to their normal states. The spider plant drooping a bit, the cactus standing stoic, the ivy curling lazily around its pot. The room looked as it always did, but I knew something had shifted. Somewhere between laughter, light, and leaf, I had glimpsed a secret congress, a conversation that only opened under the influence of 4.5 grams of magic mushrooms. I spent the next days watering my plants with a newfound respect, and occasionally catching a glimpse of their leaves twitching in a way that felt like a knowing wink. It was a trip where the weird was profound, the profound was playful, and the plants were, without question, the best psychedelic colleagues I've ever had.